Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargaming Kris, aka The Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. If you're new to the show, we do a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun. We usually just devolve into kind of crazy topics and what have you. So really, I mean, you can freely ask whatever questions on your mind, especially painting questions. And of course, if you're new to this place, no, there are no dumb questions here. I fully encourage you to ask a question, even if it's something you think has been asked a million times before, but you just weren't too clear on it. Feel free to ask. I mean, I fully encourage it. I know we all are, in varying levels of this hobby, and some of us are right at the, the very beginning of it, and so a lot of these things are confusing terms, techniques and all these things, and it's like, how, where can I go? Well, this is a safe place to ask those questions. I fully encourage everybody to always ask questions, and of course, send emails, and of course, is another great way. And so, yeah, and of course, when you're sending emails, it keeps this show going. Because otherwise I really wouldn't do the show if I didn't have to. But as long as you guys are asking questions and you guys really need help, I'm more than happy to help you guys out. In fact, I love to help people. There's no other better word than I love it, right? So I love it. And of course, if you're attending the show live, you can ask your questions in the chat. And, of course, myself or the monkeys are more than capable of answering, because a lot of the monkeys who've been, watching me and hanging out with me for a long time, they're very knowledgeable. There's some smart cookies in here. And, of course, some of them even have knowledge that I probably don't even know, because, I don't have every permutation of how things combine and what have you. And so some of those monkeys do have those nuggets of information, and they're more than willing to share it. And, of course, speaking of the monkeys, we are joined today by Twitchy Kranos. Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Moving on Friday, then it's back to painting. Awesome. Where are you moving to, Twitchy? Are you moving countries? Are you just moving down the block? Or what? Moving prison cells, maybe? Are you in a prison cell? Nitfink, hello, everyone. Jim White, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. G Squared, howdy, monkeys. Plasma Plays, hello, everyone. David Vaughn, morning monkeys. Spike you, howdy monies. Howdy Kris, howdy monies. Yeah, monies, okay. Dave Vaughn, morning Kris. Dorn Jr., good morning monkeys, and Monkey King. The Monkey King? Does that make me like King Louis? And I gotta sing a song and have a Christopher Walken's type presentation, I guess. Tavo makes monkey noises. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Doc Eon, ho ho ho, ho ho ho. Now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho. Doc Eon, it's starting. Dwarf Lord, the weekly dose of double entendres. Dwarf Lord approves. Innuendo and double entendres galore. I wish I was really clever enough to really think of some really good ones, but I'm pretty lowbrow, and so, they're just crude. Clumsy Juggler, hello everyone. Ghost of Starman Deluxe, we'll have to watch the episode on catch-up at the Tower of London with my friends from school, German exchange. Very cool. I've never been to the Tower of London. I've never been in Europe, for that matter. We'll have to plan a European invasion at some point, I think. Dark Commission, hey Kris, hi folks. Gummy Nerds. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen? Gummy Nerds. I don't know if I've read that name before. Gummy Nerds. Anyway, welcome. And of course, if you haven't chimed in, welcome all the same. Tide 9, hello all, Danish artist. So is Canada having a heat wave today? Yeah, a little bit. Why? Do I look really sweaty and perspiring? And yeah, no, it is. It's actually not a heat wave. All the week has been kind of warm, and then it's supposed to we're supposed to get some pretty wicked thunderstorms around here, and yeah, but Canada is really big. So I mean, when you say is Canada having a heat wave, you're talking like the entirety of the country, right? Versus where we are, which I'm in the Niagara area, which is close to Niagara Falls. Is the Niagara area in a heat wave? Possibly. Is all of Canada in a heat wave? That would be one gigantic heat wave. That would be like Earth becoming too close to the sun kind of stuff. So hopefully we don't get to that point. Jeez. Although sometimes it feels like it. Bum. Gummy nerds, I have my speakers turned way up and the volume is low. Is low? Is low? Is low? Well, let's do this then. I think this is turning it up. Is it going louder? Is it louder? Can you hear me now? Or maybe I should just stand closer to my mic, maybe. Oh, jeez, sorry. Moved my screen there. Yeah, let's move the mic a little bit closer here, just so everybody can hear me mispronounce words. Where are we? Melody Half. Hello all. Hello. Governors, I have my... Oh no, I already read that one. Lord Law. Hey all. Tide 9. The volume is low, so it's the email time song. Scares everyone with the headphones. Yeah. Where am I here? Garrett Thomas Lord. Yay, finally got to catch one live. Awesome. George Hentz. Howdy. Jameson Half. Damn, forgot I was on my wife's iPad. Okay, so I got you. Half. Is it half or half? Half? I'll say half. Like, I was cut in half? Like, I was cut in half? Wait. Yogi KK, hello. Ebb and Flow 386 blah. Sup, everybody? Everybody? Dr. Xantos, hello, monkeys. Kurt Christian. Been so many weeks. Damn, missed you all. Hi, Kris. Johnny's Chap Shap. Sup? Yeah, it was a few weeks, because, you know, I was doing I was bit by I'm still bit by the 8th edition 40K bug. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. If some of you guys, I know like some of you guys are real good, avid painters, and a lot of your hobby time is spent towards painting. But do you get, like, for some of you guys out there who get some games in, have you guys really been enjoying 8th edition? Because I've been enjoying it. And if you haven't gotten a chance to play any 8th edition, I recommend it. Especially if you're in the 40K bend. If you're not in the 40K bend, well then, obviously you don't care. The Painted Goomba. Hi, Kris. Oliver Pedersen. Hello, Kris. Derek Luteris. Where do you recommend getting a starter set of airbrush paints? I definitely would for a starter set. I definitely would recommend Minotaur. That's Badger's paint line. I definitely would recommend Minotaur, as they have a very complete set, and they also have another secondary set called the Ghost Tints. Fabulous set of colors. And the main Minotaur paint line, they come in, I think, 2 fluid ounce bottles. What are these things? 2 fluid ounce? No, maybe more. Oh, it's one. It's 1 fluid ounce. So it's 1 fluid ounce, and this is roughly a bit more than what you pay for a GW pot. But you're getting tons. You're getting over. You're getting about 3 times the amount of paint in one of these as you would with a GW paint pot. And Minotaur, you can find them on Amazon, depending on where you are in the world. Amazon's usually the one to look for. Otherwise, it might be a bit of a trouble getting a hold, because I know they're based in America, and I'm sure they got distributors in Europe and such, so hunt them down. But their color set, I think it's like 75 colors they have, which match up pretty darn good with other paint lines, like Vallejo Game Color, Citadel Color. They match up pretty good with other colors, and they're really designed for airbrushing, so they're a little bit thin, but you can use them right out of the bottle and do brush work as well. I mean, just like all airbrush paints, you can use it by brush or by airbrush. It's just formulated to be a fairly thin body paint, right? And yeah, I would recommend Minotaur. As far as a starter set, as far as a complete kind of thing to go, and I mean, like, you get the starter set and you get the ghost tints, and the ghost tints, like, if you've been seeing anybody who's been doing like the metallics and then they have like the color, like I've been doing, like, well, I've been obsessed with this lately. Oh man, I've been like, see here, I've been doing metallics. Like, my Wraith Lord here is a metallic red, and I just love the effect. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So, yeah. That's definitely one way to go about getting it. It's not these aren't the only airbrush paints out there that have like a set like this. Scale 75, they also have a complete set that you can pick up. And Scale 75 colors, anybody who's been a long-time viewer knows that I've been, passionate about the Scale 75 metallics, because, I mean, in my mind, I mean, like, the Scale 75 metallics have been flowing so great. Now I'm still playing with other companies like MIG Ammo, their metallics, and I've been really enjoying their silver. It's almost like a chrome for MIG Ammo. I'm pretty sure it's called silver, or crap, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's like almost like chrome. It goes on by airbrush. It goes on. It's so smooth. You can even do it by hand, and it goes on so smooth. But like the Scale 75s, you can use them by airbrush. But yeah, so those are a few options. Vallejo, I think, still makes sets. I don't know. I think they do. I think they still make sets. And of course, Games Workshop airbrush colors. They're obviously really great matches for their color, the rest of their colors. But you're paying a premium price on those paints. So if you need an exact airbrush color that's an exact match for your Citadel colors, if you're using Citadel colors, I know some people out there don't use Citadel colors, they use other paint brands, but yeah, the only ones that don't do the airbrush thing, or at least they don't promote it or have any kind of paints or anything designed for it, is like Formula P3, the Privateer Press set paint line. They don't have any airbrush things yet, and I imagine they'll probably get into it soon enough, but really, I think with the Privateer Press stuff, I mean, they're really trying to push the painting their models, to push the hobby more, because, I mean, so many War Machine players, and I'm sure some of you guys out there know, that a lot of them don't paint their models. And really, the way to play the game, you don't even need the models to play War Machine. I mean, you just need the bases, essentially, and everything can be 2D, and, the models are just, representation, right? But anyway. Yeah, so hopefully that helps, whoever asked that question. I can't remember who asked that question. Oh, Derek. Yeah, Derek, hopefully that helps, and, get you looking at some stuff. Now, mind you, it can be a bit pricey, but, I mean, if you've got the resources, then by all means, pick them up. I definitely would recommend Minotaur, though. That's the top of my list as far as recommendations. Then probably Scale 75 is right behind it. Very close behind it. Like, we're talking like a 1/10 of a degree kind of thing. I mean, like, Scale 75 is like right behind it. Plasma Play, small PSA. If you don't own a set of hobby clippers, go to your Ace Hardware store or equivalent and get a set. I was able to assemble a set of Space Marine twice as fast. Yeah, because often they'll have like the little wire cutters and stuff like that, and they're pretty close to what we use for regular kind of clippers, right? Dr. Santos, things shall get loud now. Did it get better when I turned up the volume a bit? I turned up the volume on my little mic amp thing, receiver amp. I don't know what the hell it's called. I don't know. Technical mumbo jumbo. Jameson Half, it's here in Buffalo. We're like an hour from you, Kris. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you were that close. Well, Buffalo, like, it's pretty strange. Like, this entire region is pretty strange. From Toronto to Buffalo, there's like this little bubble that occurs over this region, because I'm in Welland, right? And which is pretty much smack dab in the middle of this peninsula. And the weather can travel from Toronto, and it could be wicked thunder, like wicked storms in Toronto. Then it comes here, and it just blows right over us, and then it dumps on Buffalo. Remember when you guys had the big snowstorm? We saw, like, none of that, and you guys got buried in snow. So, strange. And there's only, like, a difference of, like, like a 30-minute drive. And just the difference in, climate is crazy. It's crazy. G Squared at Kris. Last week, I think you mentioned a flow aid again. Do you remember what it was? The Floaid? Yeah, Liquitex Floaid. That's my favorite one to use. I know there are a few other brands. Reaper produces one. I'm pretty sure probably all the major paint lines, as far as artist paints are concerned, they produce them. The Games Workshop does not produce a Floaid. I don't know if Formula P3 does. Scale 75, I talked to them about like auxiliary mediums and stuff like that, and so they're apparently going to be probably producing some at some point. Like thinners and gloss mediums and all that stuff, because they really don't have that in the paint lines. They got fantastic colors, but they don't have any of the auxiliary stuff. Vallejo, I think, has a flow improver as well, because they have a retardant and they may have a flow improver. But otherwise, I like Liquitex because it's a good price. You get a hefty little bottle of it, and you don't use that much. And I definitely would recommend finding a dropper bottle or something, like the little glass bottles, like you might see in some of the videos I do. And I'll take the little dropper bottle and I'll just add like a drop, and that's all it takes. Is when you're making your own custom shade washes, it only takes like a drop, and you can see just immediately when you put one drop in it, it just goes all over the place, and it changes the surface tension. And of course, in a real pinch, if you don't have, like, you absolutely have to have that effect to occur, and you don't feel like heading to the store, in a pinch, a drop of liquid detergent will work. Like for your dishes and stuff, a tiny drop. And don't agitate it too much when you mix it, because otherwise you'll just, you'll aerate it and get all sorts of suds happening, and, that'll be annoying. Whew, man, I am sweating. I got a fan going and I'm still sweating in here. It's all sweaty. Oh. Going all Marlon Brando on everybody. Or Orson Welles. Probably some of you guys don't even know who those guys are. Anyway, where are we? Sun Gear Industries. First time in ages I've been able to be here. Damn, real life getting in the way. Well, real life, you got to deal with it, right? It'd be fun if we could all just hang out here all day long and just, talk away and talk, what we're really passionate about. But yeah, real life gets in the way. I don't like to think of it getting in the way, but it's there. It's real life. You got to deal with that first. I don't want to like poo-poo anybody's real lives, because, real life's important, right? Anyway, I'm starting to bum myself up. Data shards. Well, it seems the heat is up almost all parts of the world, including where I live. Well, yeah, if we're going to talk global climate change, yeah. I think that's pretty obvious. I think you'd have to be a moron not to see, the evidence all over this planet. Oh man, I saw one video on Reddit. People were standing on a beach, and a tornado was on the water. Essentially, it's a typhoon, right? When it's over water, and it came right to the beach, and people were still standing there watching this thing as it is approaching them, and then it went right on top of the people and started blowing them all over the place. And they're like, why didn't these friggin' people run? Like, are people that stupid? Or was that such an unusual occurrence that, like deer in the headlights kind of thing, that you're just like, you can't believe what you're looking at? Like, that doesn't make any sense. What is that coming towards me? That can't possibly be a tornado. And then all of a sudden, little Jimmy goes flying and your lawn furniture's all over the place. And, so... yeah, I don't know. It's completely crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Armor Freak. Woohoo! One of the rare times I catch this live. Awesome. Well, welcome, Armor Freak. La 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 Levi. Hey Chris, I saw your match against Steve. Good game. Yeah, it was a good game. Steve brought a tough list. I brought a pretty skewed list. Like, we both were testing out skewed lists, because like we're kind of, we were going for that 1250 point list, because the next tournament we're doing is about 1250, and so we were bringing kind of lower points like that. And I brought a skewed list, because I just brought nothing but guns. He brought nothing but guns, and he had the advantage of going first, which played a pretty big part. Now, mind you, he could have rolled a lot of bad rolls, but he was rolling pretty good rolls. I was rolling below good. Some of the rolls were all right, but when I really needed those dice to be there, they were not there at all. And so, now I'm not saying that the dice played a huge factor in it, but and also too, there's the line of sight. And really, Steve argues that, who's going first is kind of determining who's going to win the game. And, you can see his side of it. Especially when you take a skewed kind of gun list, And if the terrain's not there, and the way terrain and line of sight work right now for the game, yeah, you can kind of see it. And so, you know, but it was a fun game. I mean, it was a learning lesson, and that list I took was a list. If anybody's watched my old bat reps, knows that like that's the kind of list I like to take. It's a themed kind of Samhan kind of army, and I've taken it many, many, many times, and I've had victories and I've had losses, and that was just another loss. And so, spoiler alert. For anybody who hasn't seen Steve's bat rep between me and him, spoiler alert. Just ruined the whole friggin' video now. Anyway. Yogi KK. Yeah, I played a few games of 8th now and enjoy it. Yet me and my friends still sometimes forget that some models are no longer relentless. Forget the -1 to hit on heavy if it moved. Yeah, that's important. Yeah, your basic mindset really has to change because the entire game now is different. So you might as well just forget what used to be. Just put that all in the back of your head. Like that was like it was like first edition kind of thing. It was just they don't do it that way no more, right? And it's a whole new game, and study the way it goes now, and just, it's a whole new game. Anthony B. Morning, Chris. Where are the breakfast beers at? Also, I wanted to paint NIDs like xenomorphs. Any tips, tricks, and thoughts? Ooh, yeah, that's an awesome one. Painting the NIDs like xenomorphs, I would go with, obviously, a black base. Abaddon black or, something like that. Now, this, of course, can be achieved by hand or by airbrush. By airbrush, you probably end up still doing the same darn thing anyway. Now, in the movies, it depends on which ones you're looking at, because like a xenomorph, like in the first Alien movie, that has kind of a gray, greeny tinge to it, versus in Aliens, they kind of have a bit of a metallic kind of bluish tinge to them. So it depends on which way you want to go, which kind of tinge you want to do. But you base them black, you give them a fairly light dry brushing in a metallic, very light, very, very minimal, very, very light. We're talking like almost no paint on the brush, and just very carefully pick out like some of those little edges and details and stuff like that. And then you can give them like a shade wash of either you could hit them with like the Null oil, or you could come in with, say, you could go with a thinned out Drakhoff Nightshade, or even thinned out Athonian Camel Shade, which will give you that eerie green brown color, kind of like the first Alien movie. And especially it'll really shine when you start doing like the heads and things like that, and the carapaces. And I would do the entirety of the models like that, and I would bring more attention to the carapace, make the carapaces just a slightly more metallic tinge, and leave the limbs to just like the edge details and stuff like that. But yeah, and then of course, if you want, I would give them a satin or even gloss varnish. Give them that really shiny, slick look. And then if you're into it, add the drool, and there's many ways you can do that drool. But that's what I would do if I was going to do xenomorph NIDs. Pretty close to it anyway. Lord Law, Chris, I have a question for you. How do you tackle drilling out Eldar gun barrels? As more Eldar weapons fire odd projectiles, and the barrels wouldn't be straight circular hole. Yeah, like shuriken catapults, they describe it as being like a ninja star, right? It's like they load that ammo core into the gun, and then a monomolecular generator or whatever just takes a slice off the top of that core and sends that out. And so it does that repeatedly, right? And so when they pull the trigger, it's just sending out like a bazillion little ninja stars that are only a molecule thick. So representing gun barrels on that, not necessary, because where those little ninja stars are coming out is just like razor thin, right? But things like the Bright Lance, you could drill out the barrel, because it's imagined it's like a long gun barrel, right? So you could drill those out. Scatter lasers are kind of a challenge, because the way it's like multi-barreled, so you kind of have to drill out the tiniest little holes. But they don't have to be big bored weapons to be powerful, and that's the thing about the Eldar, right? Is that the weapons are small and delicate, and so the gun barrels don't have to be huge, firing like massive ordnance, right? It could be just tiny little blasts and doing massive amounts of damage. So hopefully that gives you an idea. There's a few other weapons I'm thinking of. Oh, star cannons already come with like the holes in the barrels. Bright Lances don't, but you could drill them out. I never do, actually. You know what? I don't drill the barrels in my Eldar weapons, other than like the big pulsars and stuff. Yeah, I don't think of their weapons like that. Yeah, but maybe I'm thinking wrong about them. I don't know, but yeah. Lord Law, yeah, not to mention the end of Eldar gun barrels are curved and not flat. Just wondering what you do about it. Yeah, I don't do anything about it. Like shuriken catapults, I don't do anything about. Las guns, stuff like that, you could drill those out. Like the las blasters and stuff, you could drill those out. If you had to, I don't. I just don't really, you know? I don't know. Jameson half, yeah, we got 7 foot of snow in 48 hours. Yeah, that was wicked, dude. I came, because we went for a food machine. Like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Went with Ash and Steve. And yeah, it was like the day after, or 2 days after that snowstorm. Oh man, that was wicked. It was like a winter apocalypse in Buffalo. Greenleaf Terrain, there he is. How are you so fresh and so clean? I shower daily, dude. What do you mean, how am I so fresh and clean? I shower daily. When I get up in the morning, I hit the showers. If I do any hard work and I'm ultra sweaty, I quickly take a shower. You know? Yeah. But that's how I stay fresh and clean. Guymere Alfer, there he is. Hey guys, finally family and friends round for a barbecue this evening, so I thought I'd drop in and say hi, catch up on this episode tomorrow. Well, we'll see you later, Carl. Again, Guymere Alfer, he's the fella who does the email jingles for us. So awesome. And of course, I linked his channel. He's got a YouTube channel. Him and his buddies do Blood Bowl, which is a lot of fun, entertaining, because I know we all loves some Blood Bowl. Anthony B, it was 120 on my drive home yesterday in Las Vegas. Oof. 120. But it's a dry heat. Where am I here? Tide 9, Kris, tornado over water is a water spout. I don't know, man. It looked like a damn tornado to me because it went right onto the land and sent people flying. So, I don't know. You have to find that video. Because, I mean, the people are just standing there watching it, and it's like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden, they go flying. Where are we in the comments? Eben Flow 386. Dirty, filthy Eldar. Are you Jim in disguise? Are you Gim? Are you the Gim? Fire Drake 18. Fire Drake is back. Yeah, for 20 minutes. Kevin Leadbeater. Xenomorph Nids. Scale 75. Black metal. Yes, that would be an excellent start too. Yeah. In fact, I would still go black. And then with the black metal. And in fact, I would probably still even add a bit of black to the black metal. Because, I mean, like, you really want to pull that back. You don't want them to look you don't want them to look like gun barrels or anything like that. You want them to be mostly black with those light metallic accents on their edges and, you know, and broad surfaces. You don't want to really overdo it with the metallics. It's just it's accenting, you know what I mean? Now, mind you, on like the dome portions of a xenomorph, right? It seems really bright and very apparent. And, you know, so it's kind of tough because, I mean, like doing it on Tyranids, that's why I was recommending, like, on the Carapace stuff, it goes a little bit brighter. But I'm talking like a little bit brighter. I'm not talking shiny metallic here. I'm talking very subtle metallics. Very subtle. Maybe I'll have to do something like that one time. I think we have a xenomorph model around here. I think, what's his name there? Justin. Justin has one. Tavo. By the way, where's the vid of the match between Steve and Kris? Mini Wargame channel? Between me and Steve? It's on Steve's channel. Steve, Mountain Miniature Gaming. If you go to my likes, you'll probably find the video. If you go to my main channel page and then, you know, click my likes, you'll see it there. And go subscribe to his channel. Go subscribe to his channel because he's really going to be, you know, pushing videos and doing things his way. And so, and of course, you know, he gets to have added fun, you know, and it shows in the videos. It shows that he's having more fun because he's more relaxed and he's, you know what I mean? And he's doing things the way he wants to do it. And so, yeah, it shows. So check him out and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And while you're at it, like and subscribe to this stuff. Like, what the frig? Anyway. Kevin Leadbeater. Or like Cretex Auto Air Colors Pearlized Black. Ooh, yeah. That'd be cool. Oh, you guys want to see? Here. Speaking of pearlized. Me and Cork went shopping there yesterday. And so I'm going to give this a shot. See how it's red through the center, but it's yellow on the edges? I think that's lots of fun. But I'm gonna put this through the airbrush, and yes, I'm going to film it before anybody asks. So, anywho, yeah, oof, hair's all over the place here. Sorry, I just realized how my hair is looking. Oh, man. What time are we at here? Holy crap, it's already 12:30. Quickly get through some more of these comments here. Anthony B, thanks, Kris. That definitely seems straightforward and easy to do. Yeah, cool. Lane the Sandwich Destroyer, there he is. Chaotic Colors, greetings, monkeys. Cujo Painting, hello. 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 Chaotic Colors, daughter demanding me to bed. So now I'm sitting in the bed watching on my laptop. That's a good father. Yes, I don't know. There was a commercial that was playing. I don't know where exactly you are in the world, but there was a commercial where the father is like watching a hockey game and the son's talking to him, and you can see the father's eyes still watching the TV, but then the one eye is like veering off and looking at the kid. And it was just one of those things I thought was just, hilarious. But anyway, those stupid commercials that make me laugh. Lord Law. Yeah, Kris, I'm putting together 9 Shining Spears right now, and I was thinking about you always saying drill the guns when I got to notice you went live, so I thought I'd ask if you do in case. Yeah. Well, like laser lances and stuff like that? Sure. Why not? Because they would have like a barrel in them, so drill them out. I don't. If I could show like my Falcons, because they all have pulsars, and my Wave Serpents, they have bright lances, I don't bother drilling them out. But mind you, though, I leave the guns pretty much black, and so you wouldn't notice it anyway. Oops, jeez, hitting all hands are all animated and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, that's why I just don't do it, and I'm careless. Christine, that video was epic. More videos need a cheerleading section. I know. I don't know. Like, I didn't watch the bat rep, but I made the comment because he was doing that and getting everybody to cheer for him and praise him. I said I basically made the comment that he's the Donald Trump of wargaming because he was doing that. I don't know if he left that in the video, but yeah. Because I was like, praise me, praise me. And it's like, what are you, the Donald Trump of wargaming? Anyway, where are we? Tide 9. I have so many projects I should be working on. My 11-month-old is too distracting. Well, he's not too distracting. The little guy or little girl, needs mommy and daddy, and so no, they take precedence. It's okay. Your stuff's gonna be there when the little guy lays down for his 2-minute nap. You'll get about 2 minutes of hobbying in. John Redcorn, greetings, Kris. Greetings, John. Plasma Plays. With the new Space Marines, I'm trying out Cantor Blue to darken the army. I think it looks pretty cool, but I'm sure to send pics once I get the first test models done. Awesome. Send them in, please. Send them in. Always. I always recommend it. And of course, everybody out there, emails, send them in. Send pictures. As attachments. I prefer them as attachments just because I don't like clicking other links, because often they'll throw their advertising up at me and it annoys me. Mainly because, they're getting free advertising off me. So that's why. Jim White, nail polish in Airbrush, gutsy. It's not as gutsy as you'd think. But yeah, I was a little concerned. Because I only recently fired my Tamiya colors through my airbrush. I was doing my the canopy for my links because I had redone it. It used to be green, and I had done it by hand with Tamiya colors, and then I wanted to change colors, and so I cleaned the canopy, and basically I stripped the canopy and then laid yellow in the canopy instead. I don't know if I can show it here. Let's see here. Wait. Yeah. So. The links, yeah, it used to have a green canopy, but now it's a yellow canopy. You can kind of see there. And of course here you can see that this model here is when I first started falling in love with doing the red metallics. And this is I think I did a video on this guy. Yeah, I did a video on this guy and how I got this effect and stuff. So if you go back into the archives of the channel, you'll find it. Crap, now I got nowhere to put this guy. Here he is. I'll put him right here. Got models sitting all over the place now. So anywho, yeah. Nail polish? Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot anyway. Derek Luderus, I've tried the nail polish thing. It didn't go so well. Derek, what did you thin with? That's my question. What did you thin with? Because there's 3 things you could thin with. One being the best one, but I'm leery of using it just because, but I want to see what you were doing. Mini Warzone. Hey everybody. Aaron Seach, there he is. Howdy Kris. Howdy fellow monkeys. Howdy Aaron. Had the pleasure of meeting Aaron this year at Adepticon 2017. Was that this year? Yeah, it was this year. Pff, man, I don't even know. Oh man. So anywho, yeah. Awesome. Get to meet face to face. Same with damn phone. Also Plasma Plays. Got to meet Plasma Plays again. Again? No. We talked before, but then we had talked at Adepticon. It was a lot of fun. Oh, it's hard to keep track of all these guys. I think whenever you guys, like, if you guys are, like, you know, visiting or whatever, or if we meet up, like, at Adepticon or at a convention or something, you gotta have, like, a name tag with, like, you know, your online handle so that I'm not overly confused. And, I mean, I'm sure you guys are probably having a bit of fun with me, you know? Can you guess who I am? Who's got this time? Who's got that kind of time? Anywho, Derek Luderus, did you thin it with GW Medium? You thinned with GW Medium? The nail polish? Oh, well then that's why it didn't work. Because nail polish is a lacquer, right? Essentially, it's an enamel paint, and depending on what kind of enamel paint it is, you know, there's different chemical makeups of enamel paints. But yeah, a nail polish is a lacquer, and GW Medium is an acrylic resin binder. And so it's, yeah, they're not gonna mix. They're not gonna work well. Initially, now I've done a bit of research, you know, on how I'm planning on using this nail polish, and me using nail polish is not new. There are lots of other painters who have done it through an airbrush, and the 3 things I'm finding that work to varying degrees for thinning nail polish is 1. Lacquer thinner, or, you know, enamel thinner, which is just a lacquer thinner. 2, you could use mineral spirits, or as they're known in Europe, white spirits. And then, of course, isopropyl alcohol being the 3rd one. So, now I've not read much success with isopropyl alcohol and mineral spirits. Mineral spirits and alcohol tend to speed up the drying. So, you know, versus lacquer thinner. But here's my thing. Lacquer thinner is a diluted acetone. Now, for some of you out there going, okay, well, no biggie, acetone, so what? We normally play with styrene plastic models. Styrene and acetone don't mix. Well, they do mix. They make a nice little soft slurry of sludge. So that's why you can kind of see them kind of, Now, mind you, a primer layer and maybe a base color layer and something like that, you know, maybe even a sealant layer, I'm thinking, might keep the acetone away from the plastic. I don't know. I'm going to find out. So, but yeah, styrene plastic and lacquer thinner, which is an acetone base. Now, apparently lacquer thinner is diluted acetone. It's not a pure acetone. And pure acetone just eats through styrene plastic. It just, bleh, you know, just turns it into instant sludge. So, yeah, so that's a bit of a heads up for everybody out there who's also going to possibly try this out as well. So, yeah. Where are we in the comments? Email time? Yeah, I think we're getting close to email time. Tide 9. Lane the Sandwich Destroyer. I love that name. The Sandwich Destroyer. Because I picture kind of a Conan kind of look. And I'm going to eat this sandwich. You know. That was a crap. That was Schwarzenegger impression. Johnny's Chop Shop. Nail polish is usually lacquer based. Yeah. And I use lacquer thinner. 2-to-1 ratio for the airbrush. 2-to-1. Okay. See, everything I was checking out was saying 1-to-1. 2-to-1? Sure. You're talking 2 parts paint to 1 part thinner, or 2 parts thinner, 1 part paint? I don't know which one. But everything I was seeing was 1-to-1. But hey, if that works for you, man, let me know. Kurt Grishon, I literally fired Tammy a clear red through my brush just 2 minutes ago. Cool. Yeah, I've not really done it much because again, that one's like it's an acrylic, but I mean like it's more like a solvent based acrylic, and it's, you know, anybody who's ever used Tamiya colors, it's like Humbrol. Humbrol is a lacquer based as well, and I suspect Tamiya is probably more lacquer based than anything. Firejack 18 just got back in 40k because of 8th. Was wondering if you perfected that anime style paint scheme. No, I didn't even touch it, man. Just been busy. You know, it's one project, and then it's like, okay, well, now I'm done. Okay, now I can try and, you know, answer some more of the fun kind of quick tips and things like that. And it's like, no, we got this other model kit's coming out, and here it is. You know, people are gonna want to see it. All right, let's go and start painting it. Aaron Siege, nail polish and an airbrush. My balls haven't dropped that far yet. Hey, mine either. I'm giving it a shot though, and it's gonna be in my trusty rusty Patriot 105. So, you know, I'm gonna keep a lot of thinner and stuff just so I can clean it out, just in case she doesn't work. No, it'll work. I know it'll work because I've seen many people do it, and people in the model industry as well as people who are like in the makeup industry as well. People like, you know, they're thinning their nail polish for like the nail art and stuff like that. So, yeah. Kevin Landbeater, Kris, could you try acetone-free nail polish remove to thin? Nail polish remover? Well, one of the things I read was that you don't use nail polish remover to thin because it's a remover. Now, mind you, I mean, even mineral spirits will remove nail polish. So, I don't know. Again, gonna figure this out. Could try it, but one of the things I was reading was don't use nail polish remover because it's a stronger based acetone or something like that. And like nail polish remover, like now I haven't used much lacquer thinner, and it could be just as powerful as nail polish remover. I have no idea. I was probably going to pick some up probably today or tomorrow, and you know, give this a shot and try it out. And I'm not going to do it on one of my good models. I'm probably going to do it on a test, probably like a piece of sprue or something like that, and see what happens. And yeah, so Tavo, so acetone nergifies miniatures? Yes, it does. You want to nergify a bunch of miniatures? Don't put a primer down and just spray them with nail polish remover. Yeah, you'll nergify your models in no time. Don't do it. I'm just making a joke. God's sakes, don't do it. Lane the Sandwich Destroyer. Kris, LOL, I have wrecked a few Philly cheesesteaks. LOL, friends gave me a hard time. They know to stay away from the moving parts when I'm eating. That's awesome. Stay away from the moving parts. Should have like those hazard markings around, like when you're eating, like they put up like safety cones and stuff like that. I usually have to shower after I have a meal. Too much beard mess. Nasty. That's funny. All right, let's get to an email because what time are we at? Holy crap, we're already 43. It's almost 1:45 already. And time to turn down your headphones. Email time. Email time. I love that one. And of course, we can always thank Guymere Alfear, aka Carl, for creating that for us. You know, just showing his monkey love and monkey love. Anyway, again, thank Carl. Always thank Carl. Be sure to thank Carl. This is an email from... Crap, the thing moved on me here. Gary. Oops, showed his email. Damn it. Anyway. Hey, Kris and the monkeys. Done some more work on my Raveners, and I thought I'd attach them here. So far, they are only blue tacked together, waiting on some good magnets to magnetize the arms. Nothing in particular to ask, just wondering if you had some tips on improving the bone areas. I based in Screaming Skull, inked with sepia, and then a light dry brush with Ushabti bone and Screaming Skull. It looks quite dark, not sure if that's a bad thing though. Plan to do the spikes on the body and forearms in a moot green and not got around to adding the blood to the sides yet, although I saw they have a technical called Blood for the Blood God. Have you tried that before? Do you have any recommendations on where to buy magnets? I bought some, but they were far too weak. Thanks as always, and keep up the awesome best. Sugars. Oh, Sugars. This is from Sugars. That's right. Gary Shergill. Anywho, so to answer a couple of these questions here, as far as the Blood for the Blood God, yes, I have used it. I have shown that in Mini Wargaming Vault, just kind of playing around with it, and I've used it a few times in videos, I believe. It's really fun. It's a fast, easy way to get that bloody kind of look, and of course, it doesn't have to be just applied by brush. You can also use like a little toothbrush or what have you, and spray it, kind of like flick the brush and get that little splattering like effect onto the model. Really, really fun stuff. It's really awesome. I definitely would recommend it for anybody out there who wants a quick. It's quick and easy, and I have nothing bad to say about it. It's a really good blood consistency. It'd be kind of fun actually if Games Workshop, in that same vein as Blood for the Blood God, made other colors for blood. Like if they gave us like a Tau blood and Orc blood and Tyrannid blood. Things that would give us the sense of like the blood kind of stuff, right? So anyway, that's just a side thought. Where to buy magnets? Mini Wargaming actually distributes magnets. And I don't know if you can still buy them through the store, but anywho, Primal Horizon is the brand of magnets, and so if you want to pick up some magnets, yeah, Primal Horizon, that's the brand. And so let's head over. Now, he was talking about Screaming Skull and inked with sepia and light dry brush with a Ushabti bone and Screaming Skull. If you base in Screaming Skull and then ink in sepia, I don't think you need to go back to Ushabti bone because that's a little dark. You only need to, I think, jump back to Screaming Skull again and just kind of lightly reestablish the edges. But let's have a look. Here is his NIDS. Very cool. And so the spikes and stuff like that are going to be done in green. Very interesting. And then of course blood on his talons. The bone areas, I don't have any. I don't see anything wrong with the bone. In fact, I'd want a little bit deeper color inside some of those ridges inside there. But otherwise, no. I like it, and he's just simply blue tacked down. That's why you can see a little stuff on the side. If you want to go a little bit brighter, I suppose you could hit like say just the tops of some of these ridges, and these kind of like corner bulbous kind of parts, you hit him with like a little spot of white. But otherwise, I think the bone is fine. It has like this very nice tigery kind of feeling, and tigers really don't have that much white on them. I think really what it is you're probably looking for a matchup with what you got going on in the belly. I think that's really what you want, and so you might want to go with a bit more Screaming Skull and get a little bit more contrast in the ridges inside the areas there. Yeah, I like that. On the carapace, I like that. It has like a tigery kind of feeling to it too. I think on the tail, if you were following that central ridge, if you duplicated that kind of just like almost like little triangles or like these little tiger stripes, just the tiniest of lines, and just start off a little bit thick and then just go a little bit thinner as you work your way, and and then you can go a little bit thick again and a little bit thin. Don't go as far as you've gone with the carapaces, you know what I mean? And just to kind of keep that feeling going on the entire thing, if you're brave enough to attempt something like that. Otherwise, or leave it as is. It looks fine just as is. But it was just a bit of an idea. Very cool. Side profile shot. Interesting color scheme. I like it. I think the claws, I think I would go a little bit brighter. Like that's as bright blue as I think they need to go, but like an edge in a brighter blue, and then to an almost white to kind of maybe go for a bit of an icy feeling. Doesn't have to be ice, but you know what I mean, just kind of a cool light feeling. Of course, you could also mix. I don't know how well it would go though, because this looks like it's probably like Lothern blue, which is already pretty pale, and you can probably go with like blue horror, which is the edge color, or you could go with Baharoth blue and just lightly edge the scything talons. But otherwise, very, very cool. Very interesting color scheme. And as far as the bone, I mean, that looks fine to me. But if you're looking for it to kind of match up with what you've done on the belly, yeah, I would come up with a bit more Screaming Skull and just catch just the high points. Just do a quick little layering, just on the big kind of, those big nobule points, that kind of look like knuckles kind of thing, just on those points. So hopefully, Gary, that helps. And, I look forward to seeing more of what you did. And of course, my webcam has just gone completely. There we go. Thank you. I got schmutz in my stash here. There we go. Anyway, quickly look back at the comments. Derek Looters, how about Tester's Thinner? You know what? Tester's Thinner actually probably should work. That's actually a good idea. Because Michael's around me. Michael's is our supply place. I don't know where you are, Derek. But anyway, Tester's Thinner actually might be a good idea. Maybe I'll try that instead. Anyway, Jameson Half, Kris, I'm painting up my Dark Elder army. Do they make green ghost tint? Yes, they do. I was thinking of maybe doing it on the flyers, so they don't look exactly like the Warriors armor. Yes, they do make a green. They make a green, and you can also mix the ghost tints. I mean, you can load it in your airbrush. Say if you know what kind of ratio you want to go for. Say like 4 drops of red with 2 drops of orange or 1 drop of yellow. You know what I mean? Or you can take red and blue and make your own kind of off kind of color. They mix well. The only thing about these things though is you have to seal the model after you've done your effect. For whatever reason, when you lay another paint layer on top of ghost tints, it reactivates and mixes with that color. So you gotta seal the model, and I definitely would recommend sealing with a gloss sealant, because you can always gloss and then matte it afterwards, rather than throwing a matte on and then trying to throw a gloss on. Sometimes it ends up making the color look hazy. Johnny's Chop Shop. It's 2 parts thinner, 1 part polish. I use on model cars. Yeah, and that's where I was seeing a lot of these guys using nail polish was for the model car guys. And I might have mentioned it a few times. When I'm looking for inspiration for things, I often don't look to other war gamers, miniature painters. I often don't look to them. I often look to the scale modelers, the guys in other art fields, illustration, stuff like that. Because they're doing the truly next borrow technique that we're going to see in our miniature painting. They're the guys who've been doing techniques for ages. It's like pigments. Nobody was using pigments 20 years ago, and then all of a sudden somebody noticed in the scale modelers, they were using pigments to achieve weathering effects and things like that. And so then that translated into our wargaming. Just the nature of the game kind of thing, right? I need a sip of coffee. It's coffee time. Yeah. Ebb and Flow at Kris. Are you accusing GW of having a human prejudice in Blood for the Blood God paint? Trying to initiate a sit-in at the local hobby shops? Yeah, sure, why not? Have a sit-in. Are you kidding? It'd be like one guy sitting in front of a hobby store, which, always has one guy sitting in front of a hobby store. No, I mean, I'm just saying that I think that would be really, really fun. And there's tons of kids out there, I know, because I get to ask the questions, that want to know how to do orc blood, how to do Tau blood, how to do Tyranid blood, how to do this blood, blah, 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 and I think Games Workshop is missing out on having a whole technical series on, just doing blood effect, gore, just doing gore, because a lot of modelers want to do gore, because, I mean, realistically, you can argue, I'm not saying that it's right, but you could argue that in 40K, it's quite brutal and quite messy, and real warfare, in this fantasy world would be quite brutal, and, aliens bleed. If it bleeds, you can kill it, right? So, if Tyranids bleed, you can kill it. Heck, it would be even cool if they did, like fluorescent bloods, like predator blood and stuff like that. Oh man, that'd be so much fun. So, again, but do I think they have a human bias? Well, sure. Games Workshop does have a human bias. Look at the poster child. The poster child is a superhuman. So, because it's basically who we can relate with, right? So, and it's what we understand. Do we even know what Tau blood really would look like? No, we don't. It's made up, right? So, yeah. Who knows? Let me get another email ready. We are going to look at somebody. That was Gary. Okay. Here we go. Yes. Let's do another email. This is from Alucard869. Hey, Kris. Well, this is the first time I've ever submitted an email to you. It has been a long time. I have been a long time fan of the show and love your advice on the painting and life in general. So I sent a lot of projects. Hope you enjoy and would appreciate any advice. Had to scroll all the way back for that. Also, as you can tell, I have way too many armies to choose from, so I sent a little bit of what I would like to call my best and favorite models. If they don't look bad and this email works, then I will send more. P.S. Nurglebum. Thank you to all the monkeys. Take care of your brushes and use a palette. A palette. Alucard Colt. And so the first thing I think we can guess is some sort of corn. I think it's the Lord of Battle. Hey, didn't we look at this already? Or did he send this to me? I think we looked at this, didn't we? Am I having deja vu? Am I having deja vu? Anyway. This is very cool. I like it. I mean, for me, I like my corn to be very red, but this looks more like stained blood kind of thing, which is very cool. The brass, I think, could be a hair brighter, but again, it's going for this whole dark feeling, which contrasts very well when you're going to do this kind of OSL kind of stuff, right? The glow from the engine ports and stuff like that. And, and really, I think he did it right, because OSL of this kind, it doesn't look right if the model is really, really bright, right? So, yes, Alucard did it right, in my opinion, by having the model being darker, and then having these, these bright points obviously look brighter in comparison, right? But very cool. Next. I said next. Oh, there we go. Another angle. Another beauty angle. Beauty. Let's have a look in here. Yeah, so it's a combination of some hand painting, looks like some shade washing, and some airbrushing. Of course, I mean, you got to use an airbrush on a big-ass project like this, because, my God, you'd go crazy trying to do this all by hand. Never get them done. And I know some of you guys out there are probably doing some big models like this just by hand. And, God bless you, because, man, that's an endeavor. Yes, I think we've looked at these already, didn't we? I thought I cleared these. Or is this another part of an email that he just kind of attached another one to? Anyway, we're going to still quickly go through these because they're really fun. Nurgling, Nurglebum, Nurgle Slime, awesome stuff. More Nurglebum. Yeah, we did. We looked at this guy because we talked about, because I didn't know what the hell this guy was. This is Ulrich for the Space Wolves. Yeah, we did. Geez, did we talk about this last week? Yeah. Okay, so if you're wondering, if you haven't seen these models yet, tune in for last week's episode, because I talked a little bit more in depth about these. But yeah, that's my bad. I thought yeah, because I like the blue of his sword. Very cool. Butcher. The Butcher. Anyway, let me quickly scroll through this. Let me see if this is... Maybe he sent another email, like he sent it as a reply to this one. Look how big these pictures were in this attachment. No! What the heck? don't know. I made some sort of error there. Unless, of course, maybe a la carte send it more than once. Because I know a couple times some people were sending them more than once just because they were kind of funny. But anyway, let's go to another email. Yes, let's do this email. This one is from our buddy Kristen E. in Iceland. I finished this over a weekend and would love your opinion on my brother's glot. Is that it? Just the glot? Okay, just the glot. So let's have a look. Now, Kristen E has already shown me this one. He was showing me on privately on a chat, but I couldn't zoom in on the image. So now I can zoom in, and I really like the dark tones he's got on the horns. Very, very cool. I like the transition on the arm. It's very, very cool. Mold lines. I like all the little Nurgle bumps everywhere. Very, very interesting. Excuse me. I think the green could get highlighted a little bit more. Maybe just a little bit of edging, or even just a light dry brushing just to pick out a bit more of that texture. Same with a bit of the brown, just to catch a bit of that texture. Although, it's pretty darn good anyway. Nah, leave it. The Nurgle Lord, again, I think the greens, just to differentiate them a bit. But otherwise, yeah, this is really fantastic. I would love to paint this model myself as well. This is just one of those models that me as a Nurgle fan. Oops, moving the window around. Oops, there we go. Screw it. Anyway, yeah, just as a Nurgle fan, I just love the look of this guy. It's just, can I get a better image? Oh, I'm still on this screen. There we go. There we can capture the full sense of everything. So, yeah, that's his Glotkin he had done. And, yeah, it's fantastic stuff. I really enjoy that transition in the arm. And the horns. The horns are just fantastic. My only thing that would be to suggest is a little bit more highlighting in that green. Just a bit. Just a hair. And, even on the Lord himself, just a bit more edging on those details. Just a hair. Ooh, what are those candy bars in the background? What kind of candy? Ooh, it says chocolate right there. Ooh, chocolate. Ooh, what is that? Ooh, piece of candy. So thank you, Christian, for sending that in. And of course, we had already talked lots this week on Discord. It was suggested last episode that I start a Discord channel. And so some of you guys might not be that familiar with what Discord is. Sorry, I'm just kind of like going back and forth between the email setup here. Discord is a chat program, kind of like the old TeamSpeak, and it's a lot of fun. You can also chat in it with like a regular chat room kind of thing, but also we can talk over voice over protocol, and it's really, really fun, and it's been great. And so some of you monkeys have already joined me in it, and you know what? And so speaking of it, I think what I'll do is I will show, as long as nobody's posting anything funny in there, I will show what's going on. Let's do this one. Yeah, no, not that one. Let's do this one. That's better. Or maybe this one. No, that's worse. There we go. Screw it. And so you can see, we already got a bunch of monkeys in here. We already got Dr. Xantos and Grim and Kristen E, Mellow Link, and Tavo. Tavo's still in here. Tavo's in the chat. Twitchy Kranos is in here. And so basically we can chat by, just regular text, or we can head over to one of the little channels on the side here and do some voicing, talk, one-to-one kind of thing. And I think that's really, really cool. So if you've not tried this program out, it's on multiple platforms, and, feel free to join. It doesn't cost anything at the moment. And, it's like we've been talking up a storm all week, and, people have been asking questions, and we just talk about whatever. So, yeah, feel free to join. Love to have you in there. Of course, the one idea I did have for it was that for the Patreon, which of course, speaking of Patreon, big thank you for everybody who has already contributed more than I expected, and I'm blown away by the support. And, you know, again, thank you everybody who has contributed to Patreon. And of course, it was suggested alongside that Patreon to do the Discord thing, because, you know, that way, you know, for everybody that's part of Patreon, I was thinking of like kind of like a rewards thing, I guess, where basically, you know, if we wanted to sit down and have like a one-on-one, and you'll notice in the Discord channel there was a one-on-one, and that's intended for that purpose, that, you know, in case somebody, you know, has a personal question and, you know, wants to kind of answer, you know, fairly promptly or whatever. Or, you know, I was also thinking, you know, like where we could do some personal kind of tutoring kind of thing, you know, something along those lines, right? So, yeah. But anyway, again, what's the URL for Discord? I think it's like Discord GG or something like that. You can actually use it on your web browser, or you can actually download the app, and it's Windows and Mac. And yeah, the URL is, let's see if I can get it before another monkey does it. Probably not. It's discordapp.com. That's what it is. Discordapp.com. Let's put it right in there. Boom, boom, boom. Discordapp.com. I threw it into the chat. Of course, also the link for the channel is in the description below as well, along with the Patreon and t-shirts and all the other jazz. But yeah, so again, you know, I mean, I'll probably keep saying it tons and tons. I mean, like, you know, so many people to thank, obviously, you know, for every episode of Way of the Brush, really. Like, I mean, you know, Carl contributed his time, put together, you know, that fun little jingle that we all love and makes us giggle and smile. And of course, we can thank Carl for that every time. And Christine is sending me chat messages here. And so, you know, I want to thank them, because, I mean, you know, with the Patreon, I mean, I was very reluctant to do the Patreon thing, mainly because just, you know, the negativity. But I mean, you guys showing your support, said, no, do it. So I did it, and I'm blown away by, you know, by everybody. It's really awesome. I'm not going to cry or anything, so you're not going to make me cry. Oh, the channel URL is not in the text below. It's the channel it's Way of the Brush. It's /Way of the Brush. It's Discord /Way of the Brush for browser, for the app. I don't know what, actually, because I mean, like, I have it running through a browser. You can do it through the browser, but it's Discord /Way of the Brush. I think it's like Discord GG or something like that. I remember the URL being kind of funny like that. I don't know if you're downloading it or if you're just going to try it through the browser, but yeah, it's just /Way of the Brush. One word, all one word. I think spaced out properly. I don't know, or all one word. I think maybe it's probably all one word. But it's in the description below. That should take you right to the thing. The thing. Didn't I put the Discord thing in there? Oh, son of a beehive. I didn't even put it in the description. Sorry. Here I am telling people that's in the description. Son of a beehive. I'll have to do that later. Anywho, it's a Discord. It's Way of the Brush. If you can just search, if you go to Discord, you should be able to just hit in the search column, Way of the Brush, and it should take you there. And you should be able to find us. Hopefully. Yeah, what the hell? Because it was under there, yeah. Yeah, I thought I put this link. No. Never expires. Yeah, there we go. And then let's go copy. There we go. And so now I'm going to put it in the description. Here we go. And let's put it right under the t-shirts. Like so. Boom. Discord. Yeah, it's Discord GG, and then it's got some crazy thing on it. Yeah. I got it. I was putting it in this. Now it's in the description below. I just saved it in the description. Save now. It's saved. You can't post YouTube's or URLs in the chat? No? Yeah, no. Coffee time jingle is overdue. The coffee time jingle? Oh, you mean like doing coffee time? Yeah, I need like an intermission button. What time we at? Holy crap, we're already 10 minutes after. We got 50 minutes left of this SOB. So, yeah. Again, it's in the description below. I did correct it. It's discord.gg.adtskub. Just click the link and it'll take you to Way of the Brush Discord. And, yeah. Of course, or if you just download the app and you just hit in the search field, Way of the Brush, it'll take you to the channel. I kind of like it. It's kind of fun, and I've left it up all week, and so like we've been talking like Twitchy and Kristine, and who else was talking lots? Who else was talking lots today? Oh, I see Mad Cow. I see Mad Cow in here now. Yeah, Mad Cow's in here. He's in here. Oh wait, which button am I at? Crap. There we go. And yeah, let's do that one. Yeah, so there we go. Doran Jr. Doran Jr. is joining us. See? So already, and the thing, like I mentioned before, I leave this up all week. And I mean, we can just talk. We'll just talk. It doesn't have to be about painting or anything like that. We can just talk the weather, see what's happening, you know? Oh, Kurt. Is that Kurt Krishon? Dalthar's Kurt Krishon? Cool. Armor Freak? Yeah, see? Everybody's joining up now. Everybody's joining. Excellent. Excellent. And so, like I said, yeah, we've just been talking. And of course, I've been like, I would take a quick photo because you can share photos and URLs in this chat and everything. It's a regular chat. And so, as long as, yeah, see, Mad Cow's already throwing in a thing here. He's already throwing a meme. I've seen enough heresy to know where this is going. Hold on, let's quickly go to that one. Oops, wrong one. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so, see, we can share. More sharing, more laughing. And you know what? Because, I mean, sometimes, because here's the thing, here's the other benefit of doing something like this, is that some of you guys are not able to attend live. And so, at least this way, we can still communicate and still kind of keep the laughs kind of going. I mean, I initially intended the Way of the Brush Facebook page to be a bit more, this line, but I'm kind of liking this live stuff. And I mean, like, if we want to sit and actually kind of talk, because typing could kind of be a pain, because I'm not a fast typer, and this can be a lot of fun. And I think we're going to have some laughs here. There's going to be, right in there, Discord. Dark Commission, you win the prize, buddy. Way of the Brush, episode 162, Spreading Discord. DOScord or Discord? I'm going to say it's... I'm going to say Discord, because that's what the program's called. But I like that. Discord. But I'm going to just edit it just ever so slightly for Discord. I think Discord is actually 2 C's, or is it 1 C? Crap. Might be only 1 C. Anyway. We don't really need the quotations in there. Sorry, I'm editing this whole thing right up. Spreading Discord. Discord. You mean you've seen enough anime to know where this is going? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so a lot of fun, right? I mean, like, because like I said, like I've been on here all week, and I've been talking with everybody, and I mean, everybody's kind of like now, well, I'm missing out, but join us here. I mean, we're here. We're just gonna keep that open and just talk whenever we like. You don't have to talk right now, but you can talk whenever you like. You can ask questions, whatever. C:\DOScord. I feel old now. Yeah, the DOScord. Man. Yeah, I remember like back in high school, programming in DOS. Oof. Now I'm going to hear all these little bleep bloops. Anyway. Jabba's left nut. You should get sponsored by Starbucks. Holy crap, it's Starbucks time. I should. It's too bad though, I don't like their coffee. And I'm not even fond of Tim Hortons coffee either. So, I'm more of a Folgers drinker. Because I don't buy coffee. Mainly because I don't like to drink too much of the stuff because it makes me jittery, wiry, and crazy. And so, yeah, I don't do too much coffee. There's Bob. Bob, hello all. Yep. Jordan Jr., I remember programming an Apple IIC, sort of. I never touched Apple. No, I remember just DOS. That was 88. Yeah, it was 88 DOS. Wow, so long ago. Feel old. Anyway, let's do some more emails. Let's cheer up a little bit. Get your headphones ready. Email time. Email time. So this is an email from Dark Commission. Hi, Chris. I thought I'd finally get around to sending you some pics. I'm afraid photography isn't too good at the present. Am I on the right thing here? Yeah, I am. Photography isn't too good at the present. I'll be working on that in the near future. The Dwarves and Spartan BB teams, bubble teams, and the Silver Tower box set were commissions. The rest just painted for pleasure. Critique much appreciated. Cheers, John, aka Dark Commission. Commission. I'm going to turn those notifications down. It's kind of distracting. Here is his Blood Bowl team. Excuse me. Getting the hiccups here from that, drinking that coffee too fast. I like the little icon. Love the thrower. Or, yeah, well, I guess technically he's like the quarterback. But there's no quarterback position in Blood Bowl. Even though I guess the thrower would technically be the quarterback. Anyway. Very nice. I like it. I like the red. I like the green. Red-green combos are always kind of tough to pull off because you end up having this kind of Christmassy kind of look. But because the red is such a nice deep red, and of course the green goes to a fairly desaturated, bright kind of green, it all works in the end. And yeah, I like it. It's nice and clean. Works for me. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by all the little boop-boops, boop-boops. Everybody talking away here. Come on, click. Oh, look at these humans. I like the coin. And see, I just ended up painting my coin gold. Boring old gold. There he did some colors and gave it some nice eagle plume. I like color scheme. It's it's almost like the box art, but it's a little bit brighter than the box art looks like. Very cool, nice and neat. Simple and straightforward. It's not, you don't have to reprogram or recreate the wheel. Ha, little scaven dudes. Ooh, looks like he put through a bit of a gloss on the warp stone. Very cool. Sorry, I was doing a Skaven thing there. Now, do you have like on this little? I was going to say a rotisserie, like a little display stand where you can kind of display your works like this? Because this is very cool. I wish I kind of had this in my office or even my home, where I could display some works properly. Very nice. I like the nice clean colors. It's very nice. Very reminiscent to, kind of Games Workshop style. But I mean, of course, I mean, with a nice clean paint job, I mean, like, it's always important, it's your customer, right? That's the only person you got to worry about is your customer. And I mean, as far as like critiques and comments, I mean, like, I like the nice clean style. Everything, paint is where it kind of looks like it should be. I mean, the highlightings, sure, but I mean, like, it's commission work, and I mean, the most important part is that as long as your customers were blown away by it, and I'm sure they were, because this is some nice, good, clean painting. And of course, too, as long as you were providing your services in a fairly rapid order and getting the work done, and but yeah, I mean, like, these are pretty darn good paint jobs. It looks like we're going for a tabletop here, which is nothing wrong with, nice and clean. Looks like you're throwing a little bit of gloss on the cords there. Very cool. Oh, I like the color scheme on this guy. That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah. I like those little orbs. Those are really cool. But again, I mean, this is nice and clean. I mean, it's like, I honestly, I really can't think of any nitpicking, because I mean, like, you took the paint job as far as you were going to take the paint job. meaning the customer paid for this level of paint job, and you weren't going to go above and beyond because they didn't pay for it, right? And so of course I don't know which ones you did for pleasure, so maybe it's a bit of a guessing game to kind of figure out which ones were done for fun. I don't know, but I mean, again, these look pretty straightforward. They're nice and clean, and yeah, like, see, look at this guy. Like, man, all these little details and stuff like that. It's just, it's so good. Yeah, I mean, ooh, it's nice. Like the streak in the hair, that's cool. I always like elves with the little streak in the hair. I don't know why. I'm partial to that one. This guy's taking a big hit from his bong. That's a bong, right? Could you imagine if they did models like that where there's like they're powering up because they take a hit off a bong? Would that send the right message? Would Games Workshop catch flack for that? I don't know. But very nice and clean. Yeah. I mean, like, okay, because, like, okay, let's pretend for a second that this wasn't just a commission paint job, that this was something you did for fun, and you were going to take to a fairly high standard. I think, like, the greens, I think you could go a little bit brighter, add a little bit of white, and then throw, like, a yellow glaze on it if you want to bring it back to a bit more of a yellowish tone, the metals. Honestly, I don't see anything, like, honestly, I don't see anything really wrong with it. It's nice and clean painting. And, even if it was just a base coat, as long as it was nice and clean and the color was nice and flat. Oh yeah, look at this guy. This guy's fun. I like the fact that you kept your color palette really straightforward here. The model, when I did this model, my model wasn't straightforward. I kind of went everywhere with color, mainly because I was kind of showing stuff. But I mean, I like your metallics on the axe. That's really nice. The shoulder pad, it has a nice weathered kind of look to it. The bone, I suppose it could go a bit brighter, I suppose, but it doesn't have to, because old bone, weathered bone kind of has, the darker brown qualities to it. But I like your color palette. You kept it, you kept to a color palette here with the red, the black, and the bone metal kind of combos and stuff, and with the flesh tones, and yeah, it just, nice highlighting on the flesh too. Went in there, got on all those little details. Very nice. Age of Sigmar dude looks pretty straightforward. Sigmar dude, yep. Yeah. Some good stuff. Ooh, look at this guy. Ooh, I like a little transition going on in the staff. Very nice. Really good stuff. You work like me. You didn't paint your bases. There's a lot of models on my shelf too right now that like look like they're completed, but they're not because the base isn't done yet. I don't blame you, dude. Yeah, I'm going to assume that these models here are all in your private collection. I'm going to assume that these are your models. Ooh, look at these. I like this one here. That's cool. She's doing like jazz hands or something. Are they all Infinity? Is this guy an Infinity model too? Because I'm pretty sure this is an Infinity model, and I'm pretty sure this is an Infinity model. I have no idea if this is an Infinity model, and I have no idea if that's an Infinity model. I'm going to assume they're all Infinity. Very cool. Ooh, zombies. What are these for? Is this Walking Dead? I love this guy. This guy's awesome. He's got like the total Rastafarian shirt and everything. Oh man, that's funny. Some good painting there. I like this. I like the guts look on this. Let's zoom a bit on that color there. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's nasty. That looks like a really severe chest wound. Yeah, this has got to be Walking Dead because that looks like Rick. I'm assuming that's Rick. I mean, I'm probably really wrong, but Dark Commission. Yeah, those four are Infinity. Okay. Sorry, he's telling me they're Infinity. Oh, I like that dramatic shot. A little bit of light, like he's hiding and he's coming out of the shadows. I like that. That's cool. That's a cool shot. That's fun, dude. See, and you know what? Not enough people have enough fun when they're taking pictures of their models, and I like that. It's nice. I like it. Oh, I like the roses. Very nice. I think a little bit of weathering, like drippage from the stone, could add that. I mean, you don't have to, but you could. It's a possibility. Whoa. Spartans. At least I think they're Spartans. Yeah, they're Spartans. Where are these guys from? These guys are cool. Oh, he's doing the Leonidas kick. Or they're both doing Leonidas kicks. Oh, and this guy's doing, like, gearing back to do, like, a drop kick or something. What are these guys? Dark Commission, what are these models? You got to tell me what these models are from. Because these are kind of cool. And this big, like, Spartan monster dude. What are these from, dude? You got to tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Oh, was that it? That's the last picture? Oh, that was the last picture. What were those Spartans from? Dark Commission. And also, do you have a Facebook or anything like that people can look up? And if they want to hire you for a job, are you currently taking jobs? But thank you for sending that email, Dark. Those paint jobs were fantastic, and I'm sure that your customers were happy with that work. Fantastic stuff. Thank you again for sending that in. Just let me know what those Spartans were, because they're pretty cool looking models. And I liked 300, the movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Of course, I get teased because the wife, she says, "You're gonna watch your man abs show," and I'm like I'm some sort of closet man ab admirer, which I'm not. I mean, just like the movie. It's a movie about sacrifice. I mean, come on, like, you know, that's gonna always tug on the old heartstrings anytime when, you know, bravery, you know, sacrifices for the greater good. I mean, you always have to give it up for that. Of course, that's based off the comic book, not, you know, the actual event. So, you know, the comic book takes certain liberties. Dark Commission. The Spartans were a commission and were a Kickstarter. I'll find out from where from. Thanks for the great critique and the compliments. Yes, no, awesome. Again, Dark Commission, if you have, you know, a website or Facebook page or what have you, link it. And, you know, yeah. Or if you're joining us in the chat, join us in throw it in the chat as well. Like, if you're taking, you know, outside, you know, your local thing of commissions, I guess. Jabba's left nut. So you watch 300 and tug on something? I'm gonna have to plead the fifth on that one. Make me out to be some kind of creepy pervert. Whereas I'm just creepy and a pervert. Oh yeah, the bleeps. The bleeps. Yeah, I gotta turn that notification stuff off. Anywho, you know, I could probably just kill it right here because I don't need to quite show it so much there because I still have it up on my other computer here. Yeah, I'm still getting all the messages here. Of course, everybody's already talking up a storm inside the Discord, which is awesome. This is why we do. That's why we're doing it. It's why we're doing the Discord thing, because let's keep the good times going. I guess this is really what it is. Kevin Ledbeater, the Spartan Team Fantasy Football what is that word? Tex Zarly Miniatures? I don't know. It's an Indiegogo. Okay. All right. Muting a channel will also hide the new messages from the channel. Better notifications using this. Yeah, well, I did because I had just opened it up on the Windows because I have it both on my Apple computer and the Windows computer, and it was the Windows computer that was still going. I hadn't played with it enough because, I mean, you know, time and things. Seriously, let the good times roll. It's great that you guys are all already, like, you know, enjoying yourselves in there. Again, I mean, like, it's not moderated. If it gets to a point where, you know, it needs to be moderated, then I'll find a moderator to handle the monkeys in the off hours and stuff like that. And of course, I mean, like it's let's try and keep it somewhat PG in there, because I mean, I don't know how old everybody is, and I mean, I don't want any younger people getting in trouble for seeing or saying or hearing or whatever that's not appropriate in your household. I really would hate for you to get in trouble and not be able to tune in for this. So I'd rather keep everything pretty PG. I think PG's okay. If Mom walks in and I occasionally drop an F-bomb, I think Mom will forgive me. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe she said, you turn that son of a bitch off. Dark Commission. I'm currently painting for a mini wargame painting program, Stormcast, and moving house soon, so we'll sort out the Facebook page in the near future. Okay. Sure. Well, hey. You're probably going to get, once you can finish that mini wargaming commission, you'll probably get a huge boost from that, because everybody that's done a commission for mini wargaming, and then once they've completed it and handed in, and Matt makes the video on it, showcasing it and profiling you, they're usually too busy to take an immediate commission right afterwards, because they're just swamped with people looking for commission painters and stuff. So the mini wargaming bump is always a really good one, So get your project done, because if you want to really kind of bump up your output, I don't know, bump up the game. I don't know, is that a thing people say? I don't know. Anyway. I don't know. Crap. Damn email thing keeps moving on me. Where are we? Let's go. Okay. So I'm still hearing the notification thing. What? I thought I turned that off. Son of a beehive. I thought I turned that off. Once you have Discord installed, it won't shut up. I am going to... hold on. Where the hell did Discord go? Stop. Stop. Is that Discord? No. That's Discord. Okay. And how do I turn the messages off again? You can right click on General Discord to select mute. Oh, okay. Okay. And mute. There we go. I think it's quiet now. Mad Cow Crazy. If mom walked in as I dropped an F-bomb, I'd be freaking terrified, as she died a few years back. Come on, man. Are we really going to make dead mom jokes? I realize that, yes, some of you guys are adults, and but I mean, some of you might be a bit younger and living at home, and your parents might not approve of some of the things said or shown or whatever, right? So, I just don't want anybody getting in trouble, and then, can't enjoy Way of the Brush because, mom says that it's a terrible influence. Of course, I guess that'd probably be a good thing, right? That'd be a good boost if, parents were like, don't watch Way of the Brush. It's a bad influence on you. It's going to make you a better painter, but it's a bad influence on your character. That'd be awesome. If there's like moms picketing and stuff like that. Stop Way of the Brush. Stop Way of the Brush. They turned my 15-year-old boy into a man. Anyway, let's do another email, because we got a crap ton of these to get through. I might have to do an email show just to get through all these emails. All right, so this is from Clayton Keller. Hello, Chris. Recently got into mini wargaming hobby through Malifaux. I have been watching a lot of the tutorials on mini wargaming to learn painting techniques. Love the format and how easy it is to follow what you're demonstrating. I see you reference adding Liquitex Flow Aid in a number of videos. I was wondering what water ratio you use to mix your batches of Flow Aid. Any information would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for all the awesome videos and tips. So to answer your question, Clayton, I don't mix anything with the flow aid beforehand. I use the flow aid straight out of the bottle, 1 drop, bloop, sometimes 2 drops, just when I'm feeling a bit randy. And basically, I'll use a heavy amount of medium, like, because I'll often do it for like the Citadel colors, like when I'm breaking the color down and I'm going to make a shade wash out of it. I'll take like a little dollop of the paint, very heavy, like maybe 3 or 4 to 1 of medium to that 1 dollop of paint, with 1 drop of flow aid in there, maybe 2 if I'm feeling funny, and I will mix that. And then sometimes as I'm working with the color, and if it's not quite flowing how I like, I'll quickly grab a little dollop of water and mix that in. But otherwise, I use the flow aid straight from the bottle and just add 1 tiny little drop. I have an eyedropper bottle, kind of like like when you go to the the health food stores and stuff like that. They sell those brown glass bottles that have the eyedroppers in them. That's what I use, and in fact, I would love to get more of them, because for any of the other kind of color combinations and mediums that I use and stuff like that, especially very common stuff, that I can just do it. So I only ever add 1 drop into the mixture. I don't mix the flow aid with anything other than what I'm mixing the flow aid into. I guess it would be more accurate, because I do mix the flow aid into stuff, but otherwise, the flow aid just is 1 drop into the mixture, lots of medium or water with a little dollop of paint, makes a shade wash out of it. And that's all I really use the flow aid for. I don't use it to like thin airbrush colors out or thin the color down too much. I only ever really use it whenever I'm using the shade wash, or I'm making my own shade washes when I use it. And otherwise, that's about it. So hopefully that answers your question, Clayton. Primary Smart. Getting more things. Quirk is in the house now, and he stopped by, picked up Librarian. He looks huge. Oh, he's gigantic. He's ginormous. What else did you buy? Oh, you bought 3 of them. Why'd you buy 3?
For the studio.
You bought them for the studio?
No, Matt picked them up. I just brought them in.
Oh. So you're a delivery boy then.
I bought myself stuff.
You're a good little bitch, ain't you?
Oh, fuck you, bud.
Hey, man, I'm live. You can't say that stuff.
You called me a bitch.
You are a bitch. Anyway, giving Quirk grief. So again, thank you, Clayton, for sending that email in. Because I know like there's a lot of people out there who ask like a lot of questions about like the flow aid. Because I mean, oftentimes when we're delving into other mediums and other paint lines, stuff like that, and people are like, well, what kind of mediums will work with what paint line? And essentially, just bear in mind that acrylic paints, water-based acrylic paints, are all pretty much the same across the line. They just vary in thicknesses and things like that. And so, you can relax. If you're using, say, Reaper's thinner with Citadel paints and using Liquitex Flow Aid, you're not going to make some sort of killer combination that's going to turn into purple mustard gas and kill you on the spot kind of thing, right? So, you'll be fine. Where are we? I got hair in my mouth. The hair's going everywhere, man. Anywho, where are we in the comments here? Man, what's his name? Sirs like Yuldur? Man, I totally butchered that, I know. But Kris, thanks for setting up your Patreon since last week. Yes, thank you. And now we can get to support you. Well, and again, I was very reluctant to do the Patreon thing because, I just, I mean, like I'm concerned about public opinion on things, and, so. Yes, Nick, thank you. More emails, please. He just super used me. Super user, or super chatted me. More emails. I'm going to get to the emails. Maybe we'll run a little bit long today. It all depends. But again, thank you again for everybody for your support. It's again, it just blows me away. And it really, what it does is it fortifies a lot of my ideas and thoughts, and really my commitment to doing this stuff for you guys, because I enjoy it. But sometimes it's like I get out of bed and it's like, do I really have to do it today? No, not really. But then you think, then they're gonna be disappointed, and the monkeys will start thinking poo, and things like that. So all right, I'll go do the show. And so again, it's kind of nice just to have a bit of that reinforcement. Like, come on, these guys are counting on you. Be a damn professional and get it done. So, again, thank you. Mad Cow Crazy. Oh, so that's how it sounds now. Last week you said you were 10 emails behind, but there'd be no problem getting through them. Well, yeah, but I mean, we've been sitting here busy talking, and as we do. Ooh, next email's pretty good too. Kris and E, I sometimes add 2 drops when I'm feeling randy. Poor Randy. 2 drops when ready. Stream title. Yeah. Dr. Santos, I'm back. What did I miss? You didn't miss much. We were just, doing some stuff. Oh, we're on Discord. Well, you're already on Discord, I think. You already joined us on Discord, I think. You're seriously on Discord. Okay. Well, seriously. Oh, okay. Seriously, like you. Well, how do I say that name, dude? How do I say that YouTube username? Because that's like messing with me. Seriously, like Yulder? Seriously, like Yule? See, it's messing me, man. Mad Cow Crazy, Dr. Santos, not much, just Kris doing an epic rap battle with Matt and Dave. An epic rap battle? Yeah, that would be kind of a tough one. Let's do an email, because Nick Dumont demands it. Come on. All right. Email time. Email time. Again, Carl, a.k.a. Guy Miro, for the best. You'll do R, basically. You'll do R. Seriously, like you'll do R. Is that... Okay. Oh, it's a Warcraft reference. Oh. See, I only played Warcraft 2. That was as far as I went. I didn't get into the World of Warcraft. I didn't need that monkey on my back. Anyway, we got an email from James. Hey, Kris. Been watching on YouTube since last year. Thought I'd send in another few pics as I haven't for a while. Keep up the good work. Enjoy all your content. Hyped for 8th. P.S. The land speeder rockets are wonky in the pic. Magnetized. Oops. Whoops. Crap. I just demagnetized myself there. All right. So let's have a look. Ooh, look at this guy. I like the sword. I like the green and the blue. Like, now, if you're going for a bit of like a Zinch kind of feeling, I think you're really kind of nailing it on the head. If this was just kind of a generic kind of Demon Prince, it's good stuff. Did you glaze those highlights? It almost looks like it's really smooth, like an airbrush almost. But did you glaze that or airbrush that? I can't tell. Either way, it's great stuff. I like the transitions going on there. That's really nice. Again, as I was mentioning, with like a Zinch kind of feeling kind of to the model, where you have like a lot of colors at play. Normally, like I would stick with just kind of like the gray, the blue, and the green, with maybe the yellowish of the sword at play. I wouldn't hit into the purples like on the hand, but if you're going to hit into the purples like on the hand, then why not duplicate it elsewhere on the model? Like, for example, like the end of his tail, or in the membranes of his wings, or, something to just kind of reinforce, because, I mean, it feels like a lot of colors at play, but, it doesn't have to feel that way. You can actually kind of balance it out with having more of this color, because really, right now, as it is, the green and the blue really jump out at me first, and then the sword, and then all of a sudden I notice this purple hand, and it's like, okay, what's going on? And yeah, and so if they had more of this purple going on, it's like on the ends of the tail or in the membranes of the wings kind of thing, something else as well in there, I think would really, I think he'd really benefit from it. But otherwise, I really like it, and I mean your transitions on there. I'm gonna, they like at first they look like they're airbrush, but it'd be so small areas to mask off. Like, did you mask that off and airbrush that, or did you just glaze that? Because really great job is what I'm saying. Regardless of what you used, it's a really great job on those transitions in there, like on the horns and toenails and stuff. Like, it almost has like a fluorescent coloring to it almost. It's really cool. It's really nice. Oh, look at this guy. Wow. Oh, is his eyes glowing? His eyes are glowing. Very, very cool. I think, as we mentioned earlier with the other example of the Corn Demon engine there, like a little bit darker on the flesh tone, because I noticed like on the face here, right, you got darker flesh tones, and I can immediately spot that the eyes were glowing, but see how like his forehead flesh is almost brighter than his eye glow. I think in the future, if you were to do something like this again, I think bearing in mind to use darker colors as you surround, what is supposed to be glowing, I think really is, kind of key, and reinforcing that to the viewer, But otherwise, really good stuff. I think the membranes also could have come up a little bit brighter as well. That transition of that darker brown could have been a little bit further up here. But I mean, this is nitpicky type of stuff here. I think this is fantastic paint job. Oh, let me see that base. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that glow. Oh yeah, the flames there and everything. The burning skulls. Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, otherwise, this is like, it's nitpicky stuff, but I mean, like, it's really awesome paint job, and I mean, he's obviously a centerpiece. That's really, really cool. Yeah, I like that. I like it. Oh man, look at this. Yeah, see here again, your OSL, right? Against a darker kind of backing. I mean, we're looking at it head on, but I mean, yeah, it's nice and bright against, like, mostly the dark of the vehicle, right? I mean, the rockets are bright, but I mean, they're not as bright as that is. It's very cool. These things are a pain in the ass to fight against too. They're so shooty. And the rockets are magnetized on apparently, so that's why they might look a little off. But I mean, who cares? Really nice, clean edging on the vehicles. Like, look at that. That looks like a combination of you airbrushed a bit of the base, the highlight color in, and then you edged it all. Very cool. I think Steve is doing a similar thing with his as well. He's currently working on an army that's really dark like this, and I think he's going to go do a similar thing, which is going to look really kick-ass on the table. But yeah, that's really cool. Let me see this chaplain down here. Yeah, that's very cool. Nice and clean. Very nice stuff. Oh, nice work on the sword. That actually looks like it's done by hand. Very nice. Good stuff. That is right on. And so that's his whole Raven Guard? No, not Raven Guard. Raven Wing. Jeez. Come on. Come on, Bello. Really nice stuff. Thank you for sending that in. That's some awesome painting. Thank you, James, for sending that in. Really, really fantastic stuff. And again, I mean, like, as I mentioned before, like, that's like minor nitpicky type of things. That's awesome. And of course, like the Raven Wing, it's obviously done to more of a tabletop standard, because I mean, you're probably a gamer, but I mean, like, the Corn Demon, fantastic. I mean, I think the black could have been pushed just a little further back, but again, that's nitpicky. But thank you for sending that in. That's awesome stuff. And hopefully you send in more emails in the future. Sorry, I'm just getting to where my next one is. Ba-doom. Ba-doom. Comments? Any comments? Did I miss anything? Comments? Christine, the sword looks like a health bar above his head. Otherwise, really good. A health bar. Oh, like the health meter thing? I'm sure that's what he was going for. What time are we at here? Holy crap, we only got 12 minutes left of the show. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We gotta get another email then. We have to. We have to do more. We have to. And I have another email here. This is from Keith, Clumsy Juggler. Hey Chris, here's the link to the Studio Miniatures Medieval Mayhem Minis. Medieval Mayhem. I'm impressed by how many secondary characters have also been made. See you in the chat and next Way the Rush, Keith. Okay, so I think this is something we were talking about. I am at a loss what we were talking about on that. So click that link. Medieval Mayhem. Studio Miniatures, 28mm for the gamer and collector. I think maybe we've been talking about third-party manufacturers and stuff. And oops, let me get out of there. I don't think you guys need to see my emails for all my my Viagra ads and stuff like that. I mean, not that I get those. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Yeah, I know I'm number one. Let's do another email, and this is from Brian Hand. Hello, Kris. First, let me say I have been a long-time lurker of Way the Brush and rarely have a chance to watch live. I generally catch the show during painting sessions. I also have been following your quick tips as a Silver Vault member for about 3 years now. Wow, thank you. You are one of my go-to people on the internet to see how a specific technique is done. I personally want to say you took the middle-aged guy up a notch in my painting skill, to be sure, and thank you for that. Oh, took this middle-aged guy. I was like, took middle-aged guy? What? What is he talking about? I didn't take no guys. Anyway, I was thrilled to purchase a couple of your steady hand grips. Oh, thank you. And a few months back, as you can see in the pics attached, you will see that they are being put to use. Awesome. I love that. I don't get much time to paint, let alone play the game, but I am generally more into the painting aspect of the hobby. I am looking for constructive criticism on my latest Tau Mini, other than its heresy. Heresy or hearsay? I feel that I'm on the precipice of being able to elevate my techniques, but not really sure how to go about it. I am comfortable with several techniques, but I have yet to complete a project that, in my opinion, would be competitive in a painting competition. I welcome any sage advice on where to take my journey next, with the ultimate goal of being competitive in a painting competition. While I'm happy on how my latest mini came out, I still feel that it is at best high-level tabletop, or more humbly, something that wouldn't feel embarrassed to put on the table for a game. If you objectively take a look at my Golden Demon painting winners and then look at one of my minis, it becomes clear that while I don't think that my work is bad, it's simply that I would not call it competition level work. I get a lot of that a lot of it is practice, but I feel that there's something holding me back from getting better in my skill. I am hoping that you'll be able to provide some guidance. Keep on doing what you do. It does provide a lot of perspective and inspiration in my work. With sincere thanks, three little dots, Brian Hand. 3 little dots. And so let's have a look at his painting. And you can see the little holders. Haha. Haven't made any new ones yet in a bit. I should get these restocked in the store soon enough, right? So here is his Tau. And of course, now, I don't know if this is something that he's looking to like do more on, or if, because I mean the painting is really, really tight. The weathering is really fantastic. I think really what you're looking for when you're doing, like, say, your edge highlighting is switching to your most detailed brush, thinning your paint down, and becoming and start kind of glazing some of these transitions in, kind of like how you glazed a bit of that OSL in the helmet, which is, pretty darn convincing. But I think a bit more white could go in there. But like, as far as staying clean and like the weathering on that knee pad is like right on. Really, when you're looking to take your painting to another level, the other thing that is the next thing that you really start to concentrate on is also your use of color and how color reacts to environment and to surroundings and things like that. So when you really see like a model that is like a non-metallic metal effect, but they've thrown, like, say, greens and blues in there, that's because when you observe actual metals in an environment, you'll see those colors that play on that surface. And so that's when you really start to get to the next level, is when you really start to observe how color reacts in environments and when they're next to each other and things of that nature. I mean, like, as far as this is concerned, this is pretty competition worthy. I think I would like to see tighter highlighting on the feet, not so much dry brushing on the folds of cloth, a tighter gradient in there. I think really where your technique, like where you should be upping your game, so to speak, is in your glazing, to creating these really small points of transitions and things of that. Because dry brushing can provide an end step for it, but relying too much on dry brushing can be a bit tricky. Where dry brushing actually you can kind of hide it is in larger models, but in small models like this, it really becomes apparent. And also bear in mind too that you're painting for the camera at this point, and sometimes competition painting is painting for the camera. So like if you had a camera or you took fairly steady photographs of your work, you'll see, because where your deficiencies are lying, it become very apparent in a photograph versus to the eye. To the eye, your eye might blend these colors together better, but then when you're looking at it under a camera, you can see the chalky, or that it's not quite creating the blend that you're after. When you're going to competition type standard painting, you really want to become more observant of smaller details like this. Now, like on the knee pad, I mean, I like your weathering on this knee pad, and how it plays upon the entire model is great. But that's where your skills have to really kind of step up, is your observation and paying attention from the tiniest toenail to fingernail kind of thing, right? That you're observing all of these details on a model. But otherwise, I think like you can enter this in a competition, and you might get first draft, and it might take a place. It all depends on how tight the other competition was. I think what you're looking for in competition painting is greater contrasts, especially in a color scheme like this. I think your use of color also has to play a factor in. Like I realize it's natural lighting, but see how there's this highlight, this gradient of color on the model? You need to duplicate that. See how there's the color here on the shoulder pad is noticeably different than the coloring here? You need to create that, so that when this model is under photographic light, it looks the same. Because when they photograph the model, it's like under like 3 different lights, and it becomes very, very scrutinized under camera work, right? And so that's where, if you're really looking to take your painting to the next level, it's your level of observation that has got to increase. And of course, your patience as well, and practice, right? Glazing might become your friend. And so you might want to get into glazing. And if you're going to get into glazing, I definitely would recommend you use a wet palette, because that's going to keep your glazes wet longer. It's going to give you longer working life. And when you're mixing colors, it'll give you longer working life as well. You'll get those color mixtures longer, right? But like as I mentioned though, like how the light is playing on that model surface, that's what you need to create, right? That's what's going to push your painting to the next level, is you are duplicating what the light is doing. And so then when you're doing OSL, you further understand how OSL really plays and how intense a light should be. For example, like on the lens of the helmet, right? How intense should that light be on the model? That will come with time as you practice and practice and practice. And if your goal is to enter competition type painting, you practice, right? Excuse me. So hopefully, that makes a lot of sense to you, and hopefully that helps. Hopefully that motivates you to take your painting to the next level. And again, when you're accepting your award, you got to say, well, and I want to thank Kris, Way the Brush, for pushing me further and being the inspiration for, and I named my firstborn child, and no, I'm just kidding. You don't have to thank me, but you have to name your firstborn child. Anyway, Aaron Seach, name the show Spreading Viagra. I said I get the emails. I didn't say I buy the stuff. Anyway, dark commission photos can make great painting look like oil painting, oil paint, finger painting. Yeah. Then you have to paint even better, so it's good practice. Yes, exactly. Painting and then taking pictures of your work and examining the photo. If you can take good photos of your work, it is a great way to improve. I even found, like, since working for Mini Wargaming and doing, painting for video, completely different, right? I mean, like, I look at a miniature by eye, and I'm like, wow, that effect looks pretty good. And then I put it onto the camera, and it's like, that's not so good. And because like the way our eye interprets color, and the way the camera just doesn't lie, right? The camera doesn't lie, and the camera captures all the details. And when we look at something with our eyes, we're like focused in on certain things, and we don't really pay attention to all the little details. And so that's key. That is key for your competition level painting. And this, of course, goes for everybody that is interested in competition painting, competition painting, and commission painting too, for that matter. I mean, if you were paid a good sum of money to do a display standard model, yeah, you're probably going to want to paint it for to be photographed, because the person's going to pay you quite a bit of money to do something display. And if you're not getting paid a large sum of money to do something display standard, then you're cutting yourself short, and you really shouldn't, or unless they're giving you like a huge window of time, then but then why? Because I mean, if you're going to be a commission painter, it's all about turnaround, right? Getting to the next job, get that job done so I can get the next job. Because I mean, ultimately, commission painting, you want to be more like a painting service. You want it's a business, and so the faster turnaround you have, the more money you're going to make, the more successful you're going to be. It's the nature of the game. It's the life. That's life symbol. It's the circle of life symbol. Anyway, more coffee. What time are we at? Holy crap, we're 1 minute after 2, which means we're technically at the end of the show. But I might squeeze in one more email, just because we can, and because Nick was kind enough to, super chat. He super chatted it. Do more emails. You got it, Nick. So let me grab another email. Of course, what else is going on in the comments? Everybody's pretty quiet in comments right now, and I think because everybody's in the chat. I think everybody's in the chat room, Discord chat room. And of course, if you want to join us in the chat room, I mean, like, feel free. It's Discord. The link is in the description below for Discord. You'll see the Discord link, and then it's Way the Brush. It has some crazy letters and numbers for the URL, but it's Way the Brush. And I can already see like Dr. Xantos and Nick that guy and Sengrill 793 Armor Freak. They're all in there chatting away, and it's good. I'm glad. I'm liking this. I'm liking the fact that this is something that's going to pull more people together, and have some laughs, and maybe even make friends. Why not, right? Armor Freak. Only half of us ran away to Discord. Yeah, I know. It's like everybody left the chat. It's like, well, what the frick is? Nobody's on the chat right now. Everybody's in Discord. Anyway, that's fine though. That's fine, because I mean, like, that was the whole point of promoting it today. Because let's get some more people in there. Because like I said, I keep it up all week. I keep it up all week, and we'll just chat. You can talk. I mean, you can throw something at me. Whatever, right? So yeah, let's do an email. And let's do one more jingle. Let's end it on this jingle right here. Oh yeah, headphones. Email time. Email time. Yeah, I should have ended that with a spoiler alert. Email or headphones. This is from David A. I think Grey Death Angel, I think, is his handle. Hello. Hello, Kris. Man, it's past 2. You can already tell I'm starting to malfunction now. I'm past the warranty, so I think I'm starting to break down. Hello, Kris. How are you doing? Oh, Monkey Lord, Master of the Rush, Butcher of Names. Okay, so with the new edition of 40K, it is time that I go about creating a new army. I have tons of Space Marine bits lying about, and so Marines it is. Okay. So I've attached some pics taken with a phone outside. No power in the house at the moment, no lights. They are completely work in progress, well, more like prototyping the scheme. Really, the models was just used to conceptualize the scheme, mainly the dark metal. The icon images are not my creation, but plan is to have custom decals made. What colors would you suggest for them? Plan is to work out the scheme, then start painting up a sizable force. I got a box of 50 Legion Mark 6. Is that? No, Mark 4. 6 Legion Mark 4 bikers, and soon. Do they make Mark 4 bikers? Do they make Mark 4 bikers? Anyway, and soon bunches and bunches of Primaris Marines. Yeah, the Primaris Marines are awesome. Please criticize away. And as for the paints that I'm currently using, Army Painter War Paints. Thanks again, Dave, aka Grey Death Angel, aka Red Bladed Mage. Red Bladed. Ooh, sounds ominous. Red Bladed. And so here are his Mark 4 Marines. And he's going for a dark metal with that red accenting, which I kind of like. I kind of like it on the knees, and it looks like on the van brace on the arm. Is it both arms or is it just the one arm? Kind of like a crimson fist kind of thing. Yeah, kind of like that. It's kind of a half band on the arm. That's kind of cool. Would you do that on the shoulder pad maybe? Oh no, you're going to talk about the icon in a moment, or show us. I like the dark metal. It's pretty cool. Whoa. Oh, this is the kind of thing you're going for. Ah, got you. Okay. I was going to say, geez, are these things in your backyard? Then I realized it's a game picture. Fooled me. Okay, so this is the icon. Something like this he wants to do. And I mean, like, if your color scheme is kind of like, ooh, that's cool too. Oh, that's it? Okay, so here is, so everybody just keep that in your brain, right? It's burned into your memory. Okay, go. And then he wants to do this on his shoulder pads, right? So you could do it white. White would be fine because, your shoulder pad's quite dark and everything like that. You could do it red. You could do it a brighter red, I suppose. But I think white. I think white would actually probably be the best. Red or white, like you've got on the armor, or brighter than the red on the armor. I wouldn't go yellow. Wouldn't go any other color, really. If you went black on the shoulder pad, you could do the symbol in a light metallic, like silver. But I think white is probably your best. I think white would probably look the sharpest on that shoulder pad. I would assume. Now, is that armor black, or is that like a dark gray? It almost looks like it's a dark gray. It looks like it's a metal and dark gray. Yeah. Which is very cool. I like it. I like the red. The red is pretty darn cool. It's a deeper red. I like the color scheme. I think white would be the best for that icon, especially because there's like Space Marines, and Space Marines are, just so darn contrasty and stuff like that. And I think Primaris Marines, I think that would look really kick-ass on them as well. So, thank you, David, for sending that in. I think, I'd probably go with either white. In order of likes, I think white would be very good. I think red would be cool. And I think if you based the shoulder pad black, but it looks like the shoulder pad is based in a dark gray, which is for your color scheme. So I mean, you could also do it in that dark gray and do the symbol in metallics. But I think white would give you the strongest contrast, and I think really is probably your best bet is to go with a white icon. Of course, the icon itself could be colored as well. Like you could leave the wings, white, do the sword red, and do the gears, gold or metallic, right? You could go something like that for the icon. There's really a lot of directions you could go with a lot of this stuff, but if you're just going straight up with that icon, I would go with white. Mostly. Yeah. If you're going to have, like, say if it was like the big chapter banner, and you were going to do that icon, then I would probably do more detail on the wings. Make the wings white. Have the sword, like red. I don't know why red. You could do it gold, I suppose. And then the gears look like metal, or they could look like gold as well. But yeah, that's really about it. I think white is probably the best. But on the Marines themselves, I think keeping it simple. Keeping it white. Just simple and contrasty. White. I would go with white. I really wouldn't go with multicolors on that icon on the shoulder pad because you'll just go blind trying to do it. I realize if you do custom decals, you can do the multicolors, but it might not read right at a distance, whereas a solid white icon there, you know. Icons on the shoulder pad work best when they're simple, right? Think Ultramarines, think Dark Angels, right? The symbol is simple. It's iconic. It's a symbol, right? And so when you got too much gook going on in a symbol, it doesn't read right at a distance. That's why corporations and stuff like that, and logos and things like that, they're all simple, right? Because they're read at a distance. They're readable. The eye immediately recognizes it at a distance. So think about that as you create your icon and your color scheme and such. And so we are done. Oh, the Clumsy Juggler, that email was Monty Python minis. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I got you. I hear you. I think we're done. Yeah, we're done. Because we're already... Oh, man, we're 10 minutes long. We're already 2 minutes past. And so, yeah, it's by you. See you, Kris. See you on Discord. Bye, monkeys. Later, dudes. Great Death Angel. I already did your email. It's a Necromancer cloak, dark gray. Don't have a printer, so I need to have them custom printed. Yeah. Sorry. Getting near the end of the show here, and I think I'm getting a little sneeze building up here. Sorry. Try not to sneeze, because it's going to get real loud. Anyway. Thank you for sending emails. If you want to send me emails, you want critique, you want to just show off what you're working on, your commission painting service, you want some drum up extra exposure, you're brand new to this painting thing, and you feel like you have nowhere else to turn, feel free to join us in the chat or send me an email, chris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. Of course, you can join us on Discord, which is a brand new feature that I've added. And, of course, it's a live chat. And, of course, it's also a voice chat as well. We can talk voice to voice if typing is really kind of a pain in the ass for you, which it is for me. I like voice chat because also, too, it gives me a chance to kind of hear where you guys are from and hear your voices. And, it's really fun because I know, like, Twitchy Kranos, he's in Scotland, and Kristen E is in Iceland, and it's really, really great. And I can hear your voices, and I can hear like we can convey all the the proper just typing stuff just doesn't convey feeling, right? So I mean, it's not like we're all touchy-feely and it's going to be a loving or anything like that, but I mean, whatever. Anyway, Discord, join us. It's in the description below. Join me on Twitter, join me on Instagram, and of course, Way of the Brush Facebook page is another place you can talk and ask questions and meet up. And of course, I always post things on there, and Instagram been trying to do regularly and things like that. And of course, Patreon for all those who already supported me on Patreon, and of course for those who are considering joining me on Patreon, join me there as well. They help they help keep this ball rolling, and the goal with the Patreon is to improve, which we are, and making better content, making more content. Again, it motivates me to make more content, really is what it is. And I really want to bring back doing bat reps, and with everybody still on the 8th edition bug, I really should take advantage and film some more games and do some battle reports, because it's been a long time since I posted a battle report. I mean, I just recently did one with Steve, and of course, check out Steve, Mountain Miniature Gaming. He's on YouTube. If you go through my channel and go through my likes, you'll see it in there. Way the Brush t-shirts. If you want to look nice, I'm not wearing one today, actually, but if you want to look like a connoisseur of all that's good and holy in this world, in this hobby, Way of the Brush is the way to support and show your class. I don't know. Couth? I don't know. I've never really worked out a good tagline to really kind of motivate people to buy more shirts, but and also, so Discord, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. And the Twitch channel. Yeah, join me on Twitch as well. I don't have the link on the description, but I'm on Twitch as well. I occasionally do live shows there as well. So there's everywhere. And I think Discord, is going to be really popular, again, because, we can just sit there and talk. We just sit there and chat, and, of course, if the monkeys start getting out of hand, then I have to get a moderator, because bad monkeys. So again, thank you, Patreon supporters. I can't thank you guys enough. And of course, Guymere Ulfer, who does the email intro jingles. fantastic. Of course, if you need, music done, check out Carl. He's on Facebook. I don't know if I have the link. Carl, you're gonna have to link that sometime again, or do it in the chat. Yeah, if Carl, join us in Discord, and then you can freely post your info there. If anybody's looking for some, DJ services and music services, I think it was DJ service. I could be wrong. I might be wrong about that one. But anyway, he's a fabulous artist. Check him out. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys later. Man, I'm done. Grim, show your painting spirit. Show your painting spirit. That's right. That's it. Show your painting spirit. Got nothing else. You know what? I'm gonna go watch Spider-Man now. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with Spider-Man, not Spoderman. Spider-Man. And if you're not familiar with Spoderman, oh man, you're in for a treat. Check out Spoderman on YouTube. Jeez, no, don't, because you'll lose brain cells immediately, and you'll probably never come back here because you're gonna be caught up in something stupid. I'll see you guys next week. Oh.